Hello and welcome to my Hexxit server. Ha 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 ha. It's me, Bursey 15, and I'm currently in my little house here that I've built in survival mode. Everything that you see here I've either found or crafted myself. So no cheats, with the exception of this giant massive city that I decided to build just for RP purposes, seeing as how this mod kind of lends itself well to that. Anyway, Hexxit, if you are not familiar with the mod, has just a lot of really cool, fun RPG element sort of mods in it, so you can craft different kinds of crazy armor, you can raise chocobos, you can... There's a Legend of Zelda mod where you can make hook shots, and there's like tall grass you can get rupees and hearts and stuff from. There's random dungeons everywhere that you can kind of go into, battle towers, crazy monsters, everything you could ever possibly want or dream of. So I decided that I was going to create this server for me and my friends to play around with in our spare time. But before I did that, as I said, I made this giant city just because I thought it'd be really cool to have something like that here on this server. And the purpose of this video is kind of a catch-up and also to give you guys a little peek at that. By the way, these are my chocobos that I've been raising. I'm trying to eventually get to gold chocobos and beyond, because there are some other different color ones that didn't exist in the Final Fantasy universe. However, I'm having an issue with just getting a bunch of yellow ones all the time. All the time. And all of the green ones I've got so far, all boys. All boys. So it's been fun times. Anywho, there's not really much to see here aside from my house and little farm and my chocobos. Let's take a look at the city though. And the way that we are going to enter... I don't know if I should show you the main entrance or the secret one. We'll do the secret one last. I'm gonna do a little jump cut here and just fly over to the main entrance. We are now in front of the city gates. The city with no name, actually, for that matter. It's very close to the spawn area, because the spawn area is just over there beyond that crumbly tower, which is one of the battle towers, by the way, that I mentioned spawn randomly in the world. So, let's take a little walk on in here. It seems like the villagers have started to spill out beyond the walls. It's a very dumb thing. You guys shouldn't be out here. You should be in the safety of the city. But whatevs. I don't know what's up with you two. It looks cozy. Oh, there's another couple over there. So, you might remember, I think it was last weekend or maybe the weekend before, I posted a video when this town was still very young and there were a bunch of villagers in a house. That still happens all the time, by the way. All the damn time. But I have given up trying to correct it, so I kind of just let them be. Anyway, the first building we'll take a look at on our stop here is the elementary school. So I've built a little school with some little bibliocraft desks and some firefly jars. This is one of the pots like you see in Zelda. You can smash it and get stuff out of it, but I just put it here because it looks pretty. We have a chalkboard. And if you go out the back here, there's just like a little play area that they can all stare at from out the window and dream about using. So you can go up inside the little tree house. I was gonna do a whole like playground sort of deal, but I figured treehouse was just good enough. And a sandbox. It's a very pitiful sandbox, but it's still a sandbox. The path going out the back here will connect back to the main area, or you can go on over here to the windmill, which doesn't actually function. I think those frame blocks that I used to do kind of the little bits there under the white, I think you can actually use those in a mod to make movable parts. So in theory, I might actually be able to make that rotate, but don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. So if we go inside, it's just a pretty simple little store area with some hay on the ground, a few chests with nothing in them. There's lots of chests and things that I spawned in for decorative purposes throughout the shops in the town, but I didn't actually fill them with any supplies because the idea is eventually we can fill them legit ourselves with all the cool epic loot that we find and make. So that's the bakery in the elementary school. Next door to that we have our bakery. I think I called that a bakery and not a windmill. It's a windmill. This is the bakery. It's Fifi's Bakery. I don't know why I called it Fifi's Bakery. I just made it out of pink, and Fifi seemed like a name that would go with pink. So that's what we're saying here. Inside Fifi's Bakery, we have a bunch of little tables. I did spawn in this stuff, just for, again, decorative purposes, but there's like only one of each item. These shelves can actually hold stacks of items in them, if you decide to use them that way. And over in the corner, I put a record in here with some cool smooth jazz for the bakery. Cafe area. And I'm gonna eat some bread actually, because I'm starting to get hungry. Oh, you probably noticed and you're wondering, but I'm totally wearing a monocle, because why couldn't you? The only thing that this mod is missing is top hats to go with the monocle. Like, what's up with that? Whatever mod is responsible for this monocle, why you have no top hats? Why? I want a top hat. And rent. So, oh god, the sun's setting. I don't want the sun to set. Because mobs are mean in this and it'll ruin our tour. You don't want to ruin the tour. So this is the library, and all of the villagers ever have decided to go to the library today. There's a book drop off here that I have a hopper over a little chest, and well, if I can get, guys, let me get in here. You see all the villagers down here? They're actually blocking the chest where you can get the books from the book drop off and put them away. Not that it matters, because, you know, reasons. I don't actually know what these do, but there's a printing press, and I thought that it kind of looked cool in the library, so I added that in. Another few desks, and there's a second level, which doesn't have a huge amount of stuff on it, just a few extra bookcases. But I did put an enchanting table over here in the corner, which the enchanting tables are different in this mod as well, in that if you put an item in... Let's see, do I have anything I can enchant? Let's put this pickaxe in here. Yeah, you can actually pick the enchantments you want and how high a level you want to add of different enchantments, and you can use multiple depending on how much experience you have. So that's pretty stinking cool. And we'll just leave the library. Okay, excuse me guys. There we go. Next door to our library, we have Fred's Records, which actually there is an actual store here in town called Fred's Records. So I just decided to steal the name, and I mean, there's not much in here. I added another jukebox and some records on display on the wall in these little bibliocraft cases, which you can shift click with an empty hand and open and close to get things. Pretty neat. Not much else to see here, so we're gonna leave. The brick is lapis lazuli bricks, by the way, in case you're wondering why they're blue. We have a little bridge here. I'm not going to show you the area behind, just because there's a bunch of pretty normal houses modeled after the ones that spawn naturally in villages, so nothing interesting. But under the bridge, just because I thought it was funny, there's this little secret. I'm funny. And yeah, this particular area, again, not a lot to see, mostly just the houses. This is the one that I filmed all the villagers in. You see now that they are gone. This is actually a very trippy perspective because it looks like it's all being reflected. It's like you have screens within screens within screens. It's weird. But if we go over here, I have a church on the hill and a graveyard. So in the church on the hill, it's just very tall. And there's a little bell tower, and you can go up to the front and you can testify testify to all the people that aren't here at all to listen. It's kind of sad, really. But, you know, old school RP town needs to have a church. And the cemetery is one of my favorite parts, actually, and that sounds really morbid, but you'll see why. It's because I had a lot of fun making tombstones and coming up with weird things to put on them. So, we have what does the fox say? And I told you I was sick. Promise I don't bite. Boo. Rip Mary Lou, who is actually the most normal tombstone you're going to see here. While this sucks, I lost the game. Now you all have lost it as well. Rip body pen reference. See if you get that reference. Here lies a beautiful bastard. Ran out of Phoenix Downs. Terrible thing to have happen to anybody. I see dumb people. Waldo. I will not be back. And this one is for other computer nerds out there. Connection reset by peer. Dumb fart. Funk. Funk has died here. We have Leroy Jenkins, the ass man. Game over, user wins. Also a reference to an awesome show you should all know. Hard and Long. Make Love Not War. Toby Larone. Bye. Dead Man Walkin'. That's all, folks. Screw the nether. And you have to read this one in the right order. For the lines that I take, I'm going to hell, because it's lyrics from the song Going to Hell by Pretty Reckless, who do awesome music if you haven't ever heard of them before. Lead singer, fun fact, used to be Cindy Lou Who in the Grinch Who Stole Christmas one, the version with Jim Carrey. Ha! And Dead End. So that would be my cemetery. This area kind of worked out really well, too, to do the cemetery in, because it's naturally very dim with the slime island that spawned in above it. I want to do something cool with the slime islands, like build crazy epic towers or enchanted sword areas or something, but I haven't done anything yet. Have to master flight first, which will come when I eventually get the chocobo to get me up there. Chocobos that have spawned in here randomly. This is a girl, and you can tell because she doesn't have crazy colored feathers on her head. I don't know if she's got anybody else hanging around here, but she's kind of just hanging out on her own in town right now. And I made a barn with a bunch of different animals in it. I didn't put any Twilight Forest ones in here, but you know, just the typical piggies, some horses, chickens, mushrooms, cows. Your usual fare. This village here spawned naturally, and I built the city around it, so I didn't actually change anything aside from adding in some roads that I made out of gravel, and also digging out some of the villager houses, because, you know, villages spawn so oddly in Minecraft. Let's go this way. And we'll take a look at the blacksmith. My little sign on top. Inside the blacksmith, I built a smeltery with Tinker's Construct. There's nothing in it right now, because fun fact, oh shit, no, 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 there's blood in here now. There's blood in here now. I'm not even joking, there's blood in here now. Oh, there's not, okay. Huh, that's weird. You'd think there'd be blood in there. Fun fact, if you fall into a smeltery and there's actually like liquid metal in the bottom of it, you will get hurt and there will be blood inside of it, and I don't know what you can do with the blood, but it's a pain in the butt when it's in there. But yeah, fun mod, lets you build custom different weapon pieces and tools. So, and also very suitable for a blacksmith, so I built one here. I was saying the reason it's empty is because a friend of mine has been on here since and actually emptied the iron that I put in there for aesthetics to use the smeltery for himself for other reasons. which is totally fine. I'm cool with that, but I forgot that he'd done that, and that's why it was empty when we came in. Moving right along. We'll loop back around because this road actually goes around. So there's another chocobo that seems to have spawned in here naturally. Say hello to the other female chocobo. This is my armor shop. I started to have a little bit of fun when I got here with the names again. So my armor shop is called the Best Defense. And I'm not going to go inside all the other shops because that are in this row, because to be honest, I built them exactly the same, with the exception of the sign on top and the name. So in the middle here we have our weapon shop, and it's called Deadly Weapons. And right next to that we have Tooled Up, which is of course our tool shop. And again, it's starting to get dark, so I'm going to fix that. This right here I just thought it'd be fun because there's a mod that you may or may not have heard of called, I think it's just called Dimensional Doors, where you can actually find these random dimensional doors spawned in the world. This one's a bit unstable. There's a rift behind it because I just spawned it in. And if I were to open that door right now, I'd end up in some crazy pocket dimension, and I'm honestly not quite sure how I'd get back or where I'd end up when I got back. So I haven't gone through to see where this leads or if this door actually works, but I thought it would be a fun idea to have a random door to somewhere in town. And we'll go down the road a little bit more. And on the left here we have our potion shop. It's called Mr. Bubbles Brews a Plenty, and I made a little potion bottle on top with some water and stuff. And inside, a couple of cauldrons on each side, a bunch of potion shelves, and, you know, some brewing stands in the middle. Pretty standard fare for a potion shop. Across from that, though, we have our abandoned house. Do not enter. So I just made it out of some mossy cobblestone and cracked, or not mossy cobblestone, mossy stone brick and cracked stone brick. And I found, I'm not sure what type of door that is, but the way it was skinned, it just looked very plain and old. So I put that in there, and then on the inside I have signs put on the back of the windows so that the back side of the signs, they kind of look like boards. And I thought that worked rather well. Fun fact, lots of fun facts in this video. You can still get in the house, despite the fact that there are signs there if you kind of crouch and go in. So I just put some knives on the wall for decoration if you go inside, because why not? Oh, you can just run through. Don't need to crouch. Ah, I'm learning new things all the time. All the time. Let's see, so we have the mart here on the side. It's the giant supermarket. So, again, haven't stocked anything, so there's just a bunch of empty shelves in here right now. But eventually, there will be all kinds of fun things in the mart. And these are our checkout counters with no cashiers. Now looking for cashiers. And we have our lumber mill, which has this awesome water wheel on the side of it that I made, and I'm super proud of because I think it looks pretty cool. Like, I totally did that by accident, actually. I didn't see the design anywhere. I just decided, hey, I'm gonna try and do something with fences and stairs and see if that works, and it worked really well. So, yay! Out the back here, I just put a bunch of trees so that you can, well, I mean, it looks right for a forest. Secret exit over here that I mentioned earlier. That goes back to my place. There's actually a tunnel that goes under the wall and leads to that big open hole that was by my house. Hee hee. So we'll go through that later when we're ready to leave and go back to the end of this video. There was also this giant naturally spawned crevice here in the middle. So I decided to make a little miner's entrance here with some carts and chests and made it all cute. And then I put a little workhouse with some smokers on top to look like a chimney, even though there's no actual fireplace in here, so nobody knows where the smoke is coming from. But it's cute, so deal with it. That fountain spawned in naturally, part of Hexxit. But I also have just a general storehouse. So it's nothing fancy, just a big house with a bunch of chests in the middle to store things when we're ready to start storing things in it. Like, I don't know, produce from the town, maybe. The reason the grass is all blue here is because I found a tree of transformation, which again comes from the Twilight Forest, and decided to plant that next to the inn because it just looks so freaking cool with the stuff falling out of the tree. But it's slowly transforming this area around it into a Twilight Forest biome, which is not really a bad thing. It just, I came by and I was like, oh, why is it all blue? This is kind of weird. Didn't expect that. Oh well, moving on with life. The town hall is over here. So that would be the mayor's office. So if we go in, again, there's a bunch of villagers that decided to call this place their own. There's a few of them here, I guess, waiting to see the mayor. The mayor is never in, though, Mr. Mayor McButts. Mayor McButts is not in, but has a cool office. So, nobody knows who elected Mayor McButts. Maybe he just elected himself. We don't know. Just showed up one day and was like, hey, I'm mayor. And we let it happen. So that's the story of Mayor McButts. We'll go back over here now and actually take a look inside the Adventurers Inn. There are no testificates inside here. I was expecting this place to be filled when I first built it, but I don't think that the villagers can enact with these special doors, only the classic vanilla wooden Minecraft doors, for whatever reason. So any buildings that don't have those, they don't bother with, which is a shame because this place actually would do quite well with a few billion villagers in it, I think. So this is just the main floor with a bar. There is sadly no mod in Hexxit that lets you make beer or sake, like is it growth craft that lets you do that? I can't remember, but potion shelves will do, and I'll make random potions. So up top we have a number of different rooms to select from. Nothing fancy in either of them, just your simple bed and table and chests. And there's just several of those scattered around. This one here at the back is the biggest and has multiple beds for people to stay in case there's a big party. I did play around with the idea of making this into like a honeymoon suite or something, but whatever. Big room, that worked too. Across the street from the inn, we have our town hospital. It's just called the Doc because I was trying to spell the doctor, but then I realized the way that I was writing the letters, it would have made it really, really big and looked just really awkward with the size of the building. So I just shortened it to the Doc, and that's why it's named that. So, the hospital, and I just made it out of whatever white material I could find, so it's mostly quartz. Hello, strange villager man. So we have our reception area, a few examination rooms, a waiting area. Please wait here for the doctor, and hospital personnel only to get to the reception area. I should actually put some testificates in there for fun. What? Doors opening? Not ours. Okay, that's outside. And then up top we just have some actual rooms for people to stay in with chairs outside. So very simple, just beds in here. I know this is a lot to take in. This town took me forever. I'd say total it would have taken like a full 24 hours to do all of this, but I didn't just sit here for 24 hours and do this. I spread that out over the course of, I don't know, a couple weeks. In my spare time, I just chipped away at it here and there, put on some YouTube videos in the background, and did my thing. So we have a little racetrack that I built here in the middle with the intention that eventually we can race chocobos in there. And just to quickly show you around behind, there are just some more simple houses. And across the way, that head spawned in here naturally. I'm not sure if there's any significance to them or if they just look stinking cool, but I left it there because why not? A few extra houses, and then here in the back we have a bathhouse, which I know it looks like it's on fire because of the smoke, but you see, I wanted to make it look like the water was steaming because there's really nothing in Minecraft to make the water look like it's hot, or at least not in this mod. So, if you go inside, there are men's and women's change rooms on either side. It says peepers will not be tolerated. which is really funny because, well, my friend is Mega Archon. I'm gonna call you out on this. First thing he did was go to the men's side of the bath, which is the other side, and poke a hole in here. And then he built a tower when I knocked him back from that, so he could peek over the top of the hole. And he did all this without realizing that I actually had a sign saying peepers will not be tolerated. So there you go. The mind of guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do with bathhouses. Or maybe it's just animes made them that way, because every anime has a bathhouse episode where that happens, or they try to make that happen. So yeah, the reason the water is smoking is because I wanted to make it look hot. And it's exactly the same thing on the boys' side. There, we have a little lighthouse over here. There's nothing to see inside of it, really. It's just a staircase that goes up to the top. This area, I will admit, by the time I finally got to it, I had no idea what to do with it, so I kind of just built a roller coaster. And I have one cart going on it that right now, so when it comes by, we can go for a ride. Lag! Okay. The roller coaster lets you see all the town. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yay! There's an area we haven't looked at yet. We're going there soon. We'll get off here. That makes it easy. That well spawned naturally, by the way, as well. And actually, now that I think of it, there's a diamond at the bottom of this well. I should go get that. Do that later. So this is kind of the marina area. Again, I didn't do a whole lot down here, aside from build a dock with a bunch of boats. And this is our outdoor theater that you can get into from over there. There's a couple of stage entrances that you can see from behind the curtains, some lighting. We can put on plays or make announcements or whatever from up there. It's pretty neat. And then I just built this boat out here. And it's kind of funny actually, because if you look at the map, another thing that spawns here randomly are pirates. And I found one down here. I haven't actually tried to take him out yet, but there's one there. So eventually we'll go on an adventure and get him. So yeah, that's been town. That's everything that I've done with the server so far, in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour of everything that I've built here. Maybe I've inspired you to do something cool like this yourself. Apologies for the lack of videos lately. I do actually have a bunch of stuff recorded. It's just I've been rather busy for various reasons, wedding planning included, because I got engaged over Christmas. Which I don't know if I officially mentioned in any of my videos, but here you go. This is the official YouTube announcement. I got engaged over Christmas. So I've been busy planning weddings, I've been busy with work, and on top of that, at nighttime, I just haven't had, I don't know, the motivation to edit as much as I normally do. So I promise that will eventually be fixed, but for now, please bear with me while my schedule kind of reticulates itself. I don't even know if that word is used in the right context there, but we're gonna say it is. So I guess we'll just end the video by running back through this little underground cavern to the house where we started. Who knows? I'm still planning on doing the Witch in Training series using the Yogscast Complete mod pack. Don't worry, that's not going anywhere. But I might actually do a few videos of some raids. Maybe I'll record some stuff with Mega Archon when he's on here later. And see where that goes. So I think that's it for now, guys. And I will see you all later. Bye!